A disappointing moment that stands out to me in my high school career was, and I had many disappointing moments, but one that stands out was my senior year. It was during homecoming, and my sister was a freshman in high school, and I was a senior. And the goal or the thought would be, how cool would it be if we were both on court? My sister would be a princess, and I would hopefully be queen. So my sister got nominated for princess for the freshman class, and it was down between me and one other student for queen my senior year. And unfortunately, the girl that was against me to be voted in was someone that they were using as a mockery and to make fun of her. And I felt horrible about it as well, that my class would do something like that. But long story short, she ended up winning and beated me out, I guess, so to speak, just by like a point or two. And because it was a joke, I felt horrible about that. And then obviously I felt horrible as a senior girl in high school that I couldn't be queen, and I wanted to be alongside my sister at the same time with her being princess. And so for me, it was very disappointing on so many different levels, because I didn't like that they were making fun of this girl, and also I wanted to be queen. And so it was really hard for me, and I felt really disappointed, and I kind of felt, okay, this is pretty shallow for me to be upset about this, but I was. And so I kind of went through a period where I was mad and upset, and I just wanted to pitch a fit about it, frankly. And I finally came to a point where I had to get over it. And looking back, when we went through with the process, I was able to help my sister get ready, and I was able to be there for my sister on that night, where I wouldn't have been able to do that if I was part of court. And so it was really exciting for me to be able to be there for my sister and just really make her feel special. And I was also trying to go alongside the girl that did get voted in and help her feel special and make sure that she didn't feel like it was a joke on her, and kind of protect her, I guess. And then later on in the year, after that passed, and I realized, how silly it was, and it was just a moment in time where it didn't really matter, but at that moment it felt like it did, and it was everything. And then later on in the year, I was asked to open our graduation in prayer, which was huge that they chose me for that, because I went to a public school. And the fact that they wanted us to open up our service or our graduation in prayer was huge for me. And I felt super honored that they asked me out of all the students to do that. So looking back now, I would take opening up in prayer for our graduation over being homecoming queen any day. And I was able to be a light on campus during that process, just to show how I reacted in my disappointment. Was I perfect? No. Did I cry? Yes. And did I have my moments of being upset? For sure. But I was able to turn it around and let God have the glory at the end on our graduation day.
All right, disappointment. Well, there's been a lot of disappointment in my life. I would say in high school, one of the biggest disappointments was probably my senior year. Actually, it was my second year as student council president. For those of you that do not know what student council is, that's ASB in the good old days. And so it was really my second year as president. The problem was that my girlfriend was vice president. At the same time, I also was having too much fun and did not really care about my grades senior year. And so I ended up getting a D in honors English. And I wasn't too disappointed until one morning when I came to our student council meeting. I wasn't running the meeting anymore, but my girlfriend was running it. Actually, my ex-girlfriend, I just didn't know it yet. And then on top of that, I was told I was removed from student council due to my D in honors English, and I became ineligible for leadership. So in one day, my high school world was rocked. Not only had I lost what I thought at that time was, an incredible girl, but now I'm glad it happened because I'm married to the most beautiful woman in the world, without apology. But I also lost my presidency as student council, and it rocked me. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't function. That's all I thought about for weeks. And now as a 36-year-old grown man, I look back at all that and go, I'm thankful that happened. Because I remember that woke me up to priorities. Not only did I not get into Cal Berkeley or the University of Michigan that I was hoping to get into, or get accepted at least, I also ended up my senior year having to recognize what's important. And what was important was doing my best in all. Not only having fun, but actually recognizing the importance of school. Recognizing that I had a bigger life than just my dating relationship, that I actually had friends. Because, you get stuck in this tunnel vision. And wow, my second year of my senior year, not my second year, my second semester of my senior year, it was a blast. But that all, it was in retrospect. And so dealing with disappointment, sometimes you just got to look at the bigger picture. You got to recognize why God allows things to happen. And it was a great lesson for me. And it definitely helped me the next few years, all through college and even till now, in recognizing that sometimes things may not go the way I want them to go. Sometimes it's my fault. Sometimes there's circumstances I can't control. But in the end, like in Romans tells us, all works together for good. But you have to remember verse 29, where it says, so we can be conformed to the image of Jesus Christ. And so it helped strengthen my relationship with Christ, because I had to lean heavily on God. And it was a turning point in my life. And so, even though it was a disappointing time, it also was a time of restoration with God.